You can see, if I can move all that out of the way, as you can see, I'm getting these little baby hairs in the front. And you can do more, or you can do less depending upon how much you like, or if you even like baby hair at all. If you don't like baby hair, then you should probably skip this step and just kind of go on to the next step. Now I use a little hair toothbrush. I do not use this in my mouth. This is only for my baby hair specifically. I've had this, you know, about a year. But anyway, you get a little toothbrush. Preferably if you're, you know, if you want a soft toothbrush, get one of those. But it doesn't really matter if it's soft or hard, just what you prefer for your skin. But anyway, you just take the toothbrush and just sort of, this is how I see if I have enough or not. Just kind of comb it down to see what I'm working with. In which right now, I think I'm kind of getting there. I think I'm going to get a little more on the side over here. And maybe just a little more up top. So I'm going to pull that out. Over here, if you can see that. And just kind of go down. Sorry, I'm making all these ugly faces, but I kind of get nervous when I have this by my eye. I think I'm going to pull out a little bit more up here. Just a little bit. Just kind of go along. Great. Now I think I have enough done on this side. I think anyway. I think I have enough to kind of get the look I'm going for. Yeah, you see that? How natural that looks? It looks just like it's growing out of my head. And it's not growing out of my head. So, that was the method using the shears. Now I'm going to show you all over here. I'm going to show you how I do it with tweezers. And really, honestly, I mean, the shears to me is the best way to go. Quite honestly, shears, it takes too long, so that's why. I mean, not shears, but tweezers takes too long. So, if you have shears, I'd recommend using that. If you don't, tweezers will do fine, but it's just going to take you longer to do it. Okay, what you do for tweezers is you I'm going to turn the camera a little bit. Once again, you twist the hair just like before, kind of twirl it around in your finger until you get it, you know, like that, tight. And you literally hold on to the side, the opposite. Like, find where you want your baby hair to end. Like, I'd probably want mine to stop right about right here. About right there. Now, hold it tight so that you don't pull that hair out from the root. But you're literally just ripping it. You're ripping it off at that point. And what this does is it's going to create sort of a texture on the ends of it. And so once again, you avoid having that blunt cut look that you don't want, because that looks like doll hair. You want it to look like real hair. And the reason why I twist it is because I found that when you twist it up like that, the tweezers can sort of grab a bigger chunk of the hair to get out at one point or at the same time. Whereas now, like, if you see how it's kind of come unraveled, when I go to tweeze it, it's only getting like 1 or 2 hairs at a time. Whereas if I twist it back up, it'll get maybe like 5 or 6 of them at a time. And as you can see, that looks really natural as well. I think I'm gonna go ahead and go back in with my shears and do it that way, because, like I said, it doesn't take as long when you do it that way. And I don't know, I just think I kind of prefer doing it like that anyway. I mean, who has time to sit here and... I think when I first started wearing wigs, this was the method that I use this one the most. But, I don't know, I think once I kind of figured out that the whole shear thing was better than just doing that, I kind of stopped doing this method. But yeah, I mean, that's what it looks like. It's gonna look, I'm gonna just brush that down for y'all. Yeah, I mean, that looks really natural too. So whatever you prefer. If you don't have shears, you can use the tweezers. If you do have shears, like I said, I'd probably recommend that over, well, I don't know. The only reason I'd recommend it is just for time reasons. Technical reasons, it's just going to do just as good of a job. So if you have shears and you want to move quicker, use those. If you have tweezers, no shears, you can still tweeze it. If you have have a lot of extra time and you'd rather just take your time and tweeze it, then do that. And please, when you're doing this, make sure, I know sometimes it can be hard. Like if you see my hair is kind of, a little bit of it is kind of coming out. You want to make sure that you have your hair tucked away well enough so you do not accidentally cut your own hair, because that would not that would not be good. So you want to make sure you have that tucked away pretty good. Just kind of go down, and if you go down on an angle, it kind of cuts it so it goes from like shorter to longer, because you don't want everything to be the same length. Now I think I do want a little bit more. I'm going to do a little bit more. And I'm probably going to go add a little more on that side too. Alright people, so I think I might have enough baby hair already done. And the way that I can test that, once again, is just by kind of combing it down or brushing it down with my brush and just kind of seeing if I like what it's looking like so far. Which, yeah, I think overall, I think I'm liking it so far. It's looking like my hairline. This is what my hairline looks like when I wear my baby hair and when I brush it down and whatnot. So, yeah, this is what I want. Now, sometimes I notice with some wigs, it takes a lot more tweezing to kind of, even after I do my baby hair, I like to go in and tweeze the hairline a little bit more to kind of thin it out with the wig on my head, because it's kind of, I know we already tweezed it on the mannequin, but tweezing it on my head just a little bit more, it just kind of gives me, to me, it kind of customizes my hairline to my head, to my face a lot more. So once you've tweezed it on your mannequin, you've done your baby hair, the final step for me will be just to kind of play with it a little, see what needs to be done. And like I said, normally I take a little more hair out around the hairline just to kind of personalize it to my face, or customize it to my face. And I normally do that behind the baby hair a little bit, so just go into the root, and when you're pulling these out, make sure you are not ripping the lace. You do not want to tear it. And you also want to make sure you're not pulling out your own hair either. Just kind of go in and tweeze it a little more to kind of thin it out some and get it to your liking. You don't want to have it looking too thick at the hairline, because most people don't really have an extremely thick. I mean, I'm not talking about make yourself look bald or anything, but you want to make it look realistic. Usually your hair starts off a little thinner and then it gets thicker, the further back. But no one has a fully thick hairline. Alright y'all, so I think I've tweezed out enough to my personal level of satisfaction. And like I said, at this point, and I'll just show you all the hair that I just tweezed out making the baby hair, so you can get an idea for how much it normally takes. This is most of the hair that I tweezed out to make my baby hair. Now this does not include the hair that I tweezed out in the first step where I had the hair on the mannequin. This is only from just right now what you just saw me tweezing out the baby hair, tweezing and cutting out the baby hair. So, I mean, as you can see, it does kind of take a lot of hair out, but I think that's what you need to do to make it look real. Alright, so I think the next step I'm going to do now is just kind of decide how I'm going to wear it. And a couple of tricks for how to make your hair, your lace fronts look more realistic. And a lot of people don't really know this, but if you know how you're going to part your hair before you put on your wig, part your real hair under here, your natural hair or your real hair, whatever. You part that the way that you're gonna part it in the same place that you're gonna part your wig. That way, when you part your wig, which I haven't done that yet, but when you part your wig, you're gonna actually see your real scalp. Hey, I'm back, and this is the final result of my hairline transition that I just performed for you all. If you look up close, you can see this does look very, very, very natural. These are all the baby hairs I've put in and so forth. Yeah, so that about wraps up my tips for you all. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope that you have learned something new. If you have any questions, put them down below and I'll be sure to get back to you all. And I'm going to also post a review of this wig that I have on now, which is actually, it's called LW Drew by Beshi, or Bechet, or Beshi, I guess you said. It's a Kankalon wig, Kankalon hair. So I'll be doing a review of that soon, and I'm going to put the link for that one below as well. So yeah, look out for that, and in the meantime, if you have any other questions, like I said, about how I tweaked my hairline, if anything was not clear enough for you, then let me know. I'm going to have some pictures at the end of the video, and maybe a few at the beginning as well. So enjoy that, and thank you for watching. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know. Rate and subscribe. Take care, y'all. Bye.